Advertisements. Video games. Advertisements in video games? Where there's entertainment, there's a product to be placed in front of you. Hence, product placements. These can stem from in-game billboards to the games themselves being the adverts, in what is known as advert games, which is a horrible portmanteau that... There are so many good examples of video games and product placements that were just matches made in heaven. Sonic had soap shoes for a while. Super Monkey Ball had doll stickers slapped onto those binary bananas. The Sims with the Kia, and other retailers like H&M and Diesel, and I think Gucci maybe? Pikmin had Duracell. Littered about. Littering is bad, but it's believable. What I really want to talk about is the stranger collaborations of product placements in video games. Strange doesn't have to be bad, just peculiar, odd, fascinating, a fourth adjective. And what better way to start but with politics. Politics in my video games? It's more likely than you think. Let me take you back to 2008.
I said everyone got
Lil Wayne had Twilight happened. Oh yeah, the USA were holding their presidential election. Edward versus Jacob. The littlest of Wayne and his lollipop. And I guess Obama versus McCain. For the race ramping up for the election, both candidates sought to do what they could with the time that they had. Attend rallies, kiss babies, do politics. One thing that you really needed to do is to spend all your money and resources on advertising. One way young whippersnapper Barack Obama sought to gain the edge on McCain was to target his campaign elsewhere, maybe to a younger demographic, maybe to a younger audience, a hipper audience.
How do you do, fellow kids?
And who's more hip than gamers? So a chunk of his advertising campaign was sent to EA, who translated his campaigns into digitized billboards of their video games. Like a lot of their video games. You got Burnout Paradise, you got Guitar Hero 3, NFL, NBA, NASCAR, all of the sports games. Most of the sports games. Americans still don't know what a FIFA is yet. And not to say that gamers had weight on this situation, but Obama won because of the gamers. And because that campaign was so successful, he did it again 4 years later. And guess who won again? The secret is gamers.
Thanks to all gamers.
It was too bad for McCain. Perhaps McCain should have worked with McCain's chips or something, I don't know. Speaking of food. A huge percentage of advertising in and around video games is food and drink. Tomb Raider had Lucozade back in the day. Male Lara Croft had Subway at some point. Wipeout had Red Bull. Death Stranding exploited Norman Reedus' monster addiction. Final Fantasy 15 had cup noodles. And they made the cup noodles look so delicious, like unnecessarily delicious. And then you had like a side mission to boot, and that's for some cup noodles. The sad British equivalent would be Lara Croft like huffing down a Bombay bad boy. But by far the most incredible game food collabs goes to EverQuest 2 and Pizza Hut. In the fantasy MMORPG that is EverQuest 2, you could bring up the text chat, type /pizza, and it'll open up a browser in-game so you can order your Pizza Hut pizza, which you can place your order in EverQuest 2, but it's only Pizza Hut. I'm still here for it, but I think they should have gone one step further. Maybe in EverQuest 3 they can have like an actual Pizza Hut you can order from. We're in line. I'll probably roleplay as Papa John though. The dark elf of the pizza people. Is there a EverQuest 3? EverQuest Next. Cancel. Ugh. You know what would be a great fit for pizza in a video game? Skateboarding games. You know what isn't in Skate 3? Pizza advertisements. Actually, what would make a good skate food? I mean, pizza's pretty unhealthy. Like an athlete's diet? Boneless chicken strips? A cheese board slide? No. Mayonnaise. Or rather an alternative to mayonnaise, called Miracle Whip, which is a pretty sick name for a skateboard trick, I must admit. It's not the first condiment that kind of comes to mind when it comes to skateboarding and action sport. Like, you'd think of something more spicier, not like Burnquest's marmalade or something. Golden Shredless. Golden Shred... More. Oh.
Excellent!
The advertising that Miracle Whip did for Skate 3 was some cosmetic stuff, got some billboards, and also an achievement where you have to perform Miracle Whip, which, again, is a pretty good name. And the trick itself was like a front flip where you held the board with both hands on either side of the board. And you just did that in the air and you landed. And that was a Miracle Whip. Like as in, the miracle that you didn't get any whiplash. A Miracle Whip got around during this time. Like I remember it being in the Lady Gaga Beyonce song Telephone. Like there was a whole section where she was just making sandwiches using the Miracle Whip spread. I was like, this was in the game. What is a Miracle Whip? Like I thought it was like some sort of marshmallow paste at first, but mayonnaise? As someone outside of the US, it was kind of bonkers seeing a condiment seen as cool. A cool condiment. Skateboard games are chock full of brands anyway, so that's the least surprising thing. But it's usually with gear and clothes, not mayonnaise. I wouldn't mind seeing HP Stores in the next Tony Hawk's game. When will Tony Hawk's and HP Stores collaborate? When? Advert games. Games made to advertise a product. There is so many. This video could have just been a list of video games made by advertising companies. I could just list them all off. You know what I'm going to do right now? Pepsi Man, Yonoid, McKids, Cool Spot, which was 7-Up. Like a rain of Burger King games. Like, why is it always food? And Doritos also had its moment too. Just taking what they can, just throwing it at the wall and see what sticks. And boy howdy did one stick. For those fortunate to have played Doritos Crash Course, know full well that this game shouldn't have been as good as it was. I mean, it's not like Half-Life levels of amazing. It was just a free obstacle course, side-scrolling platformer that had little to do with Domino's because it was Doritos, and also had nothing to do with Doritos other than the name. And I'm aware that it just sounds like Fall Guys, but sideways. I mean, it kind of was. One advert game took it to a whole new level though. And that was 2002's action-adventure fantasy game, Darkened Sky. What product could this video game be about? The inspiration and influence for Darkened Sky came about from the advertising and marketing for
Redacted.
They were fantastical, mystical, eerie vignettes of another world, which, sure, the themes could lay for a fantastic foundation for a story for a game. The story being that the world is sucked, desaturated of colour and general happiness. And the only way to restore the magic and colour and life was to believe.
I gotta believe!
Believe that you can consume the magic from little coloured ruins. I'm talking about savouring the spectrum. Tasting the rainbow. It's about Skittles. It's a Skittles game. It's a Skittles game. Which sounds absurd, but I love it. I really love it. The main brain behind this game's campaign really wanted to make a game that she wanted to make, but was prompted to make a game about Skittles. And she just meshed the two together and made it work. And I just kind of love that. Nothing but respect. In Darkened Sky, Skittles are more like gems, not really consumables, where you can rearrange the gems to make different spells. From combat to puzzle solving, from stat boosts and shields, and you can float, you can shrink, you can walk on lava, and all that jazz. Though it presents itself as something other than a tie-in for Skittles, Darkened Sky seems to have a lot of fun poking fun of itself.
The old tuning forks in the wall near the hidden entrance shtick.
Oh, come on, we can't do this puzzle till later.
How do you know?
I read the script. I had a sacred vision.
And they got some really good voice talent too. Like, they got Princess Jasmine, Linda Larkin, involved as the protagonist, Sky, and she does a fantastic job.
A Skittles. Mysteriously unaffected by centuries of digestive activity. You see, marketing didn't want us to show us Skittles all narfed up from stomach juices, so they decided, I'll shut up now.
Though reception was about as mixed as a bag of Skittles itself, slipping into the realm of mediocrity, only to be found and dusted off when somebody needs to make a YouTube video about product placements in video games. We've done politics, we've done food, we've done a lot of food, and we've covered advert games. So let's talk about literally everything else. The other things. Things that you wouldn't consume. Things that you probably shouldn't consume. Possessions. Where Sonic had his soap shoes from Sonic Adventure 2. Master Chief had
Bulgari.
I think. Okay, that one's not completely true.
They must love the smell of Bulgari. Yeah, I'm doing a little product placement. I gotta get paid too.
But Mario could have easily gotten a deal with Levi's to get some digitized dungarees, but would soon get our answer in the form of DLC in Mario Kart 8. We got 3 DLCs, 2 of which were crossovers with Animal Crossing and Legend of Zelda, which was pretty neat. And the third was Mercedes-Benz, which exists. At this point, just why not? I mean, Mario Kart is a driving game of sorts. You drive a Mercedes-Benz. Perfect match. It's just tonally a little bit off.
Oh no!
But I absolutely am loving the image of Mario just posing serious deadpan next to his SUV. The free DLC came with 3 cars, one of which was the aforementioned SUV, which Mario's just next to, and you had 2 other cars which fitted a bit better. So there was a W25, which was a classic car from the 1930s that suits the Mushroom Kingdom just a little bit more. And even the 300 SL, which you can see Peach driving, has a lot more personality in it that, you know, suits a princess or royalty. But the SUV, the SUV is so nondescript. It's about as spicy as mayonnaise. It's about as spicy as Miracle Whip. Mario and his Miracle Whip. I think the SUV is especially baffling because there are also just other manufacturers that would have best suited, like the Mini Cooper or the Fiat 500 or the Caterham. A lot of fun, jovial, iconic, classic cars to choose, which, again, the other 2 cars I did choose were pretty good, so I'll give them that. But the SUV again, the SUV! You know, Mercedes-Benz keeps it classy, and a game known for class, like throwing a blue shell when you're in 2nd place. Classy. Thank you so much for taking a detour with me through the pastures of product placements. There are so many good examples that I think I could have done a video like this 5 times over, but a lot of them were just way too similar. But hey ho. Were there any advertisements in video games that really left an imprint on you? Oh, that left a trademark on you, I should have said that. Let us know in the comment section below, leave a like, hit subscribe, eat your grandma, taste the rainbow, buy a Mercedes. Please help me end this video. And a goodbye.